how do we get the most out of the minutes, the precious minutes that we get to work with our teams? How do we get the most out of that investment? Well, it turns out there's been a lot of study on mastery and learning and motor learning, and there is this idea of purposeful or deliberate practice. That is this really focused practice. So there are about 5 components to more effective practice that leads to more learning. Number 1, you have to have some goals to get better at. I want to be able to put out an angle and see the line of the serve more quickly. I have to have a plan on how to make improvement or accomplish those goals. It helps greatly to have, and that's where we coaches come in, both in the goal, helping the goal setting process and in the planning process, but it also helps to have someone get feedback. How am I doing? Getting some information back as to what kind of progress I'm making. Fourth, we need from our learners lots of focus. Like I have to almost be laser and single focused. If this is what I'm trying to get better at, we coaches, it's very easy for us to get athletes spinning because we could pick their technique apart. And they're working on this, but then they didn't move their feet, and then they didn't do their eyes, and then they didn't do this, and now nobody's getting better. If you're getting better at everything, then you're getting worse at everything. You need to have a single focus. And then finally, it involves a good amount of discomfort because it's not easy to learn and get better at motor skills. And athletes have to hold themselves in. We, as coaches too, as learners, because we're trying to learn to get better, we all, as learners, have to hold ourselves at this edge, at the edge of our ability and work through the discomfort. So you put that together, goals, planning, feedback, focus, and working through discomfort, and those are the things that accelerate and amplify the time that we have in the gym. Maybe it's the most important, but at least there's none more important skill in volleyball than being able to see the game well. Use your eyes, get information, help you make better decisions. Some people call it reading ability, some people call it anticipation, whatever the words are, it's using your eyes effectively. And the people who read, there are lots of studies been done on this, but the people who see sports better are not people with better vision. They don't have 2015 or 2010 vision. And they're not born with some seeing or reading or anticipation gene. What they do is look at the right things for a longer time. Beginners look all over the place. Oh my God, I'm overloaded. Where do I get? I'm looking everywhere for information, but I'm not staying on any one thing long enough to get it. So as a blocker or a defender or a reader of the game in lots of other ways, I've got to get my eyes on the most important things and keep them there longer. So if I'm a blocker, my eye sequence, this is really important. As the ball comes over, I'm not watching my server. I've got to watch what's going on over here. Ball comes over, first thing I want to do is see the passer. I want to see that platform. It's going to give me some clues as to where the ball will go. Then I see the pass. So the first thing I have to identify is that pass coming over the net. If it's coming over, I got to take care of it. Either I pass it to my setter or I attack it or whatever. As soon as it's not coming over, as soon as I verify or I stay on it long enough to know it's not coming over, I have to snap my eyes to the setter. Big cue there. The longer I can be on the setter, the more information I'm going to steal from that, extract from that pattern that is the setter. Things like, is the setter arching her back or his back? Where is the setter taking the ball? All these cues, so that's really important. Then I see where the ball is going. I ascertain as a blocker if it's coming into my zone. I have to get a good feeling, hopefully by the top of the arc of the set, I know about where it's going to end up. And this is the part that I had the most trouble with as the blocker, is the fourth one, very important. As the ball's coming down, to get my eyes off the ball and on to the hitter so that I can let the ball come in through my peripheral vision, but see where the ball and the hitter are meeting. So often hitters are committed. They can really only hit one shot, but I can't know it if I wasn't watching the hitter for some fraction of a second before the ball actually gets there. So you'll hear this in lots of gyms: ball setter, ball hitter. Watching the pass, when it doesn't come over, watching the setter, then back to the ball, and then finally, critical component, getting onto that hitter for some period of time so I have a better idea of where the ball is going to be attacked. Part of any improvement plan is, for a player or a coach, is you got to get feedback. You got to get some information back about what your performance was like. This applies to coaches and to players, but right now I'll just cover players. You've got to get some information back about what it looked like, what it felt like, things like that. And so that's why it's so critical for players at every level to watch video of themselves. This can be a really uncomfortable process. It was uncomfortable for me watching video because you start picking out every imperfection in yourself, and it's almost like I'm embarrassed to watch all the things that I'm doing wrong or could do better. But again, you got to get past that discomfort and be a learner and just say, this is information. It's information I can use to get better. So if I want to get better at something and I see myself never doing it, okay, that's good information to know. I've got to start executing B instead of A. If I see myself doing it part of the time, I've got to be excited because I'm on a path to accomplishing a goal of making a technical change. But it all starts with not just hearing it from a coach or from anybody else, but watching. And when I go to club tournaments, high school tournaments, I see essentially everybody now has a video camera. Parents have them in their phones, everywhere else. So it seems as though every team has somebody taking video of their performances. That's a great place to start. Watch yourself on video. Pick out something you want to get better at. Maybe you watch on video and you say, whoa, I was a disaster at that. That's where I want to start. I never transitioned off the net. I was a blocker, and I didn't get away from the net to be a hitter once the ball came up on our side. Good reminders. Okay, so next tournament, I can make some improvement, and it's not only information about how to get better, then it's evidence when I'm actually making some progress, some gains.